I'm gonna give my review of Halo Infinite. This will have some spoilers, so don't watch it if you haven't played the game, but if you have or haven't played all the way through. My first thing, let me get the gripes out of the way. One, the brute. I understand what they were going with, more civilized brutes, but still deep down they're still the savages that they are. I understand. I would say at least these brutes are better than Halo Reach's ones because at least they actually berserk. Unlike Halo Reach's one, to where when they do berserk, all they do is slowly walk up to you and just hit you with a gun. Wow, very intimidating. Yes, these brutes can be scary. Yes. But they're not even that powerful. They're very easily killed. The boss brutes and the chieftains are way more powerful. They're a bit more of a challenge, but chances are you'll kill them. Also, there's this weird thing. They added back the Striders, the Skirmishers, yeah. They added them back, and they seem to be a mixture of Elite and Jackal AI. Also, a lot of them are female, which has led some Halo fans to think that they're that they're just the female Jackals, which ruins Bungie's lore about them. But there's a huge problem with that, because the Jackal subspecies, the Abominations in Halo 4 and 5, they had females, and well, of course they did, but their females looked almost identical, except for the only difference that the quills were curly in the comics. So why would the subspecies have a female that looks similar to it, but the main species has a female that looks completely different? I hope that's not the case, but a lot of people are doing that. Also, Bungie didn't add back the drones or engineers. Yeah, Bungie, 343. Out of all these games, they couldn't add back the drones. They replaced them with these skirmishers things, and they don't really act like the drones at all. All they do is just fly in one spot. They do fly around, but it seems mostly they just stand around. They seem to be more of a elite unit than a flying unit. The engineers aren't here, which is sad. Also, there's no dual wielding, but I'm not going to complain about that because that came out, that was announced, almost years ago. Also, the story, you're going to like it if you're a Halo fan. You're going to love it. Also, no Prometheans or Guardians, which I'm not much of a fan of because in my opinion, we shouldn't just throw away the Prometheans and Guardians just because a lot of people don't like them. Mind you, the Flood were hated in Halo 1, 2, and Halo 1, 2. But in 3, they were able to get the Flood right. So why can't we get the Prometheans right in Halo Infinite? Yes, I do agree that they're abomination, but we can fix them. We shouldn't just throw them away for the Flood again. Which, mind you, I do want to see the Flood return, but chances are they're not going to return anytime soon. Also, I am going to mention it. That one line that there's one that there's flaw in the ring and all that. That one line. Let me say this. I think that line is supposed to say that the Floods still do exist in the Halo universe, but they're not going to be relevant anytime soon. So they might show up in the future, but they're not going to show up anytime soon. As for the bosses are pretty fine. Each one is unique. The ones I don't like are the ones in the open world. They're pretty much just buffed up normal enemies. Also, apparently give me a second. Oh yeah, old Halo music does play in the game, but The Halo theme plays near at the end when you're going to go save the pilot. When you're in a vehicle, then the Halo theme plays. Which kind of reminds me how in Halo 3 when it played. When it played in Halo 3, you know, in Halo 3, when you were in a vehicle fighting the Covenant, it kind of reminded me of that, but whatever. Also, the vehicles are back. The vehicle from Halo 3 is back, and you know that brute vehicle that you could like run over like ghosts with? It's not even that powerful this time around. All it does is, yes, you can run over, but you have to run them over a certain amount of times. Also, since you run them over a certain amount of time, chances are it's going to blow up in a matter of seconds. So, yeah. So they're not as powerful as they were in Halo 3. I didn't miss how you could, like, crush a ghost. Also, I wanted to mention, I hope that they could add the Scarabs into Halo Infinite in a DLC or something, because I remember in Halo 3, you got to go into a warthog and like have your Marine shoot at the legs, and you jump in there and just destroy it from the inside and fight the Covenant. Or you could just ignore all of them and just... It was so great. Also, I don't get why people have a problem with Etram being a Saturday morning cartoon villain, even though the Prophet of Truth from Halo 3 was, but whatever. But the problem is that with no second faction to fight against, there's no unique thing about it. Also, the game does have wildlife like birds, which does give the game more life in it. Also, I would like to actually get off of the side that's broken, like off the pieces of it, and get to like, you know, new areas of the ring, like you know, normal regular areas where you can see like how the ring is supposed to be. Also, sadly, there's no herds of like those big buffalo or those big, you know, but they might get at it in the future. Same with the bioluminescent deer that we never saw. The reason why we didn't see them in Halo Infinite is likely because they weren't on the broken pieces of the ring, so we could go on off the broken pieces of the ring, which I would like to do. Okay, off the broken. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, oh yeah. I pretty much forget about that, what I was gonna say, but if you're a Halo fan, you're gonna like Halo Infinite. You're gonna love it. It's a great game, and you will love it. Any Halo fan who's ever doubted 343 ever since Halo 5 will really a lot of 343 skeptics don't trust 343, but Halo Infinite, that would prove them wrong. Trust me. Don't get me wrong, it has its problems. Also, I wonder what the Warden's gonna do now that Cortana's dead. Is he gonna, be, mad at Master Chief? Mad at Master Chief because he couldn't defend Cortana? Or something like that? Well, anyways, that's it for this real. All in all, this game will be good. Halo fans will enjoy it. New and old fans will enjoy this game. If you're an old fan, you enjoy the Forerunner style, because inside the ring, it really reminded me of Halo 1's. The inside of the ring is all gray. Yeah, so is for Halo Infinite's. And the enemies are portrayed as their accurate size. They're still small to you, but if you look closely, they're actually more bigger, and so are the Jackals, and so are the Brutes, and the Sentinels. They made them way bigger because that's their accurate size. anyways, that's it for this video. I said that loud. That's it for this video. If you like it, that's fine. If you dislike it, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. Bye.